This is a Mills dice machine made in the 1930s, and it plays the game of craps. It will keep track of 3 different bets at one time. If you bet on 11, you'll bet a quarter, and it pays 16 to 1 if 11 comes up on the dice. So that's a single bet, works by itself, and down in this window you can see the quarters, the last 2 quarters that have been bet. Over here we have the field, and if I place a quarter in here and pull the handle, and if 2, 5, 9, 10, 11 or 12 comes up on the dice, that will pay an instant 2 to 1 for that single roll. So let's examine the come out roll in a little more detail. I currently have no points on the board. I'm going to place a bet in the come window, pull the handle, and I rolled a 6. So the quarter dropped into the 6th position. Now if I want, I can pull the handle again, no more coins needed, and I'm playing for a 6. I got a 3, which is nothing. So I can keep playing, keep trying to get that 6. Hope I don't get a 7. The 6 remains on the board till I either get it or 7, loser, and I lost it. Game over, can't pull the handle anymore. So here's a closer shot for you of the dice. Seven. To remove the mechanism from the case, you must push this red tab inward. If I try to pull it out, this is actually going forward. I've taken the machine completely apart, cleaned and adjusted, repaired any part that needed to be worked on. It takes up 2 full tables, and actually the number of individual parts are quite a bit more, because some of these assemblies I've completely cleaned and put back together again. So there's about 2 or 3 dozen parts just in this one assembly alone. The same with some of these. Came completely apart, all cleaned up, put back together, and now the entire machine is ready to go back together step by step, and I'll show you that as we go. Because some of them come out of this hole and bend downward to meet the lever. You can see it move in and out, where these are all at different elevations at a slope downward. So by the time you get over here, this one's going and bending up to meet the lever. And they go at a 90-degree angle, so that when a lever gets pushed on here, it goes around up this rod and works this little trap door, trap lever. Having assembled these 2 pieces now, if I put my handle on and start to crank, you'll see that pawl drop in and grab onto it. As I pull on the handle, this pulls forward with the handle. However, through the action of this and the sleeve, I have this bearing or rolling surface moving backwards. So as this moves forward, this moves backwards. That roller bearing sits right underneath this assembly, and it pushes up on these two levers. You can see that these two are now staying down because I'm catching right here on this little half circle that's in this. The tops of these will read the dice wheel to see if I have a winning combination, and the bottom of these fingers down here are what go over and press on these to let the I've put on this next assembly, which is in charge of kicking the dice out of the dice reel onto the playfield, into the viewing area. If I crank the and that pin is right in here. You have pins in 3 spots, and this is part of the coin acceptor. Put a coin in, falls down, and this will detect if you have played a coin in this particular bet. And when I was moving that pin, I was pushing on a lever down here. That lever is connected through a spring-loaded plunger to here, and this was part of the payout. Here's a little closer view. You can see that this lever slides. There's a little tang right there where this lever has to be moved to the left in order for these tangs to get by. And then what causes this lever here to move back. In all of your point positions where the coin falls in to tell you if you're playing for a point, there's a little peg that detects whether or not the coin is there, and that goes down and is connected to this lever. All these levers turn and come through rods, and these are spring loaded up to here, turning again at a 90-degree angle and connecting through levers over to these fingers, which are looking for the combination of dice that have been thrown. And what happens is when this is pressed down, this lever can move forward and hold the pin down.
For more information, visit GameRoomRepair.com.